Hello. We are here back again, Carson Reads, in a little bit of a different location. This is at my place of stay when I'm going to college. So here we are. I know, I like how in my other I almost said recording studio. In my other place, the last one, my home, I have the big bookshelves and stuff. Here we do not, so you do not get to see the books that I've read in the last 2 years. But we do have me and this book. This is probably going to be my shortest episode yet. We're going to see if that holds true. This is on the Book of Mormon, the Keystone scripture. It is, if you wanted to know, so this is actually a set. I wonder how many. I was going to look it up, but let me just read you the preface. And I feel like, I don't know, for some reason in my room here, I feel like I have to be quieter. Like, I know that nobody's home right now, but I feel like I have to be quieter. It feels like, I don't know, like the silence is coming in from everywhere. Anyway, let me just read this preface real quick. It says, in response to President Jeffrey R. Holland's proposal that the Religious Studies Center hold an annual Book of Mormon Symposium on the Brigham Young University campus, the first annual Book of Mormon Symposium was held on the 27th through 28th of September 1985. So the Book of Mormon Symposium, from what I gather, I mean, it doesn't explicitly state anywhere in here what it was, but I think it's Jeffrey R. Holland, who was the president of, I don't know if he was the president of Brigham Young or the president of the church education system or something. But he wanted to have I think he was the president of Brigham Young at this time. Anyway, he wanted to have a symposium. Should I define symposium right now? Bear with me. It's kind of nice. I have a computer just right in front of me. It says, a symposium is a collection of essays or papers on a particular subject by a number of contributors. So I guess he just wanted to have like a bunch of smart people come and talk about and write about the Book of Mormon. And that's what they did. This is the first of, I think, like 10 books. This is just on, like, the first book is obviously about the Book of Mormon, the Keystone scripture. But then after that, it like sections off parts or chapters of the Book of Mormon and then dives deeper into each of the themes that they have. So anyway, now you know, and I just read the first one and I'm planning on reading them all at some point. So you'll see the Book of Mormon Symposium pop up now and again. And if that bothers you, I apologize, but these are the books I'm reading and I'm going to review them. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard because it's obviously not a story, this book. It's a collection of papers written by super smart people. Also, I know it's kind of dark in here, but I feel like if I turn my light on, it'll get worse. Not worse darker, but like worse lighting. So leave it how it is. And those who are listening to the podcast and can't see me are probably like, why is he talking? Anyway, just going along with me reading this book on the Book of Mormon. I think this is my second one that I'm reviewing on the Book of Mormon. What other one did I read? Can't remember right now. It says, there's just a little excerpt, and it's something that's been quoted. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. It says, God will force no man to heaven, and I won't force you to listen or to do anything with this. If you don't wanna, that's okay. And I just literally have like 4 other little bookmarks that I want to go over because that's all that I needed or felt like I wanted to share. This part, let me go over the chapters though. I didn't exactly know what I was expecting when I started this, but I knew about it and was like, why wouldn't I read the Book of Mormon Symposium, you know? But the chapters are kind of interesting because they all cover like such broad topics. Like the first one is the challenge of the Book of Mormon, what the Book of Mormon tells us about Jesus Christ, the ministry of the Father or the Son, the beginnings of Christianity, blah, 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 fasting in the Book of Mormon and the Bible, love in the Book of Mormon, and then it gets kind of into more historical stuff, like the Bering Strait and American Indian origins. The Book of Mormon, transmission from translator to printed text. Anyway, so it just covers like such a broad number of things. Oh, also I wanted to share my bookmark. This is from this was when I was in Madrid. I got that. Anyway, I'm sorry if you're listening to the podcast. This is just horrible. Let me share this scripture and what Daniel H. Ludlow says about it, because I thought it was kind of cool. It's Alma 32:27, if you want to look it up. It says, "If you will awake and arouse your faculties, even to an experiment upon my words, and exercise a particle of faith, yea, even if you can no more than desire to believe, let this desire work in you, even until you believe in a manner that ye can give place for a portion of my words." And he says, note the keywords: hope, desire, believe. If you want to recognize and receive proofs of the Book of Mormon, you begin with the hope that the Book of Mormon is true. Then you desire to find out whether or not it is true. Then you start to act upon that desire until you come to believe. Then and not until then can you come to know. So I thought that was kind of cool, a cool little take, another cool little factoid for you. Am I even in the frame? Sorry. I'm like approaching the camera. One of the chapters is called The Three Nephite Churches of Christ. And it talks about how the church was actually, in the Book of Mormon, it talks about how the church was reestablished 3 times. The first time, Nephi, if you didn't know, was the guy who left from, was he in Judah? Anyway, back in like 600 BC, he leaves. I think it was from the land of Judah. And he sails across the ocean. He comes to the Americas. He establishes the church first. Then it like follows a whole bunch of generations, and they're all wicked until this guy named Abinadi comes out of nowhere, converts this man named Alma, and Alma has to reestablish the church. That is time number 2. Then the same thing kind of happens, and everybody gets, they lose their way, and then Christ comes in the Book of Mormon, in 3rd Nephi chapter 11, and he reestablishes the church again. So that's interesting. I did not know that before reading this book, and now I know that. So, and now you know that. 2 other things I just want to say. This is from Larry E. Dahl in the chapter called Faith, Hope, and Charity. He says, "Those who obey will receive more and more until they know the mysteries of God in full. Those who harden their hearts receive less and less until they know nothing of his mysteries." So, have your hearts soft and open, And then 2 other things that I just highlighted real quick. Says, quote, President Kimball says, "Bless all people, our Father, that they may prosper, but not more than their faith can stand." Which I thought was interesting, because I don't know, it's all kind of connected. Those 3 Nephite churches, they had to be restarted again because they get so prosperous, and then they forget about God, and then they're evil, wicked people, and they have to restart. And then another says, "All that we have is the Lord's. A portion may be assigned to us to care for and nurture, or to further the Lord's purposes, but is not ours to own." So that is, under 10 minutes, the Book of Mormon, the Keystone Scripture. I'm actually excited for the next books in this little set. I can't wait for all of them to stand on my bookshelf. I don't know what the second one is on. I'm sure it's on 1st Nephi, but I don't know. I think it's on 1st and 2nd Nephi. But I don't even have it. I haven't read it yet, so I'll let you know when that happens. If I would recommend this book, like, if you're unfamiliar with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, maybe don't start with this. But if you are, and you want to know what went down in the first Book of Mormon Symposium, totally recommend. And so that is that on that. I'm just happy to be here. Anyway, this is Carson Reads. It's called Carson Reads because I'm Carson and I read. And we'll be back. The next one that I'm reading, that I will be reviewing is The Hiding Place by Corey Ten Boom. So come back. Ciao for now.